Today we introduced congruent triangles. Now this is a topic that you should have covered in middle school, but we basically revisited the facts. So the main things that we learned today were that congruent means equal, and this is the symbol for congruent, okay? So if we have two congruent triangles, and a problem tells us this, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle EFG, we can assume that these triangles are the same size and shape. That's what congruent means. Same size and shape. And if things are congruent, we know this angle here is equal to this angle. This side here is congruent to this side. This angle here is congruent to this angle. This side here is congruent to this side. This angle here is congruent to this angle here. And this side is congruent to this side. What I just showed you, the way I lined up the parts, is that they're corresponding parts. So order matters. Corresponding parts need to be equal. So this part on this triangle is the same part on this triangle, and that's why they're equal. Okay, so the main thing you needed to learn today was that congruent triangles are the same size, they're the same shape, and all 6 parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Okay? The other thing we learned were the congruence postulates. Now, there are postulates that do not work, so they are not postulates. And then there are postulates that do work. There are 4 congruent angle postulates that we went over in class today. And they are angle, angle, side, angle, side, angle, side, 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 and side, angle, side. Okay? So if we have 2 triangles and we are able to prove that any 4 of these parts, corresponding parts, are congruent, that the triangle is congruent. And remember, we always go 1, 1, 1. We never skip more than one thing. We never skip a side and an angle. You can skip one thing, but you can't skip more than one. Now, the things that don't work are angle, 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 because remember equilateral triangles, they all have 60-degree angles. We could have an equilateral triangle that's this size, and we can also have an equilateral triangle that's this size. Now, congruent triangles need to have the same size and shape. These triangles have the same size, have the same shape, but they are different sizes, and therefore angle, angle, angle does not work. The other one that doesn't work is side, side, angle, or angle, side, side. Oops, too many S's. And while you should have learned the proof of this in middle school, just know a good way to remember it is that this is a bad word, so you don't say it. So that's how you can remember it, that angle, side, side, or side, side, angle does not work. Okay? And that's all we learned today. Quick summary.